Good morning, folks, and here's a wonderful little article on Collider about the live action remake or adaptation of Mulan. And I believe the directors or whomever person's reasoning as to why the Captain Shang isn't in the live action remake. It's an interesting thing. I've never really talked about why characters should exist, what makes them complicated, if you want to separate a character, what you do. And that's interesting. This is an interesting take. I don't agree with it, and there's many reasons why. I'll show a few. But here's this director's understanding of why they didn't include this character. So what ends up happening is they split Li Shang into two characters. One became Commander Tang, who's Donnie Yen, who serves as her surrogate father and mentor in the course of the movie. So that's essentially what Li Shang was to all the recruits in Mulan, in the Disney animated film. And the other is Hong Hui, or Yosun An, who is Mulan's equal in the squad. Okay, so interesting. So they take the role of Li Shang and they split him to two. Now, if you know anything about Mulan, like I've never actually seen Mulan. This was back in the 90s, I think. I'm trying to remember when it came out. And there's this one song that stands out, and I found it on YouTube, and it has 65 million views. This was published in 2016, so even then, people know how cool this song was, how attractive it was. This is Li Shang right here. Look at that physique, that chiseled jaw. Everything's just fantastic.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
Okay, so he's this strong character, and if you don't know the story of Mulan, Mulan is a female who ended up going into war as a male. That's cool. We get what's going on, and this is a great little song about this general, or this instructor at least, teaching people to get them into shape to fight this enemy. And Mulan's still trying to protect her identity and all the people she meets along the way that help her out, and their struggles as well. They also become better soldiers and better people, better men, if you want to be about that in regards. So this is a wonderful story because not only do we get to showcase that, yes, men can be strong as well, but so can women. And women are not only strong, but sneaky. They can pose as men, and that's fine. And it proves that women can do what men can do. Not necessarily as well, but that's not the argument, but that they can do the job and fight alongside their brothers. And that's a good message. There's nothing wrong with that message. I don't see a problem. And it's an entertaining, comical scene. So they're getting rid of this character and supposedly this song. I don't know what the live action film is going to be. If it's even going to be a musical. And they're splitting the character into two. Now, why is that a bad thing? Well, it could be good, it could be bad, depending on the problems of a character. Do you need multiple characters? What kind of story are you telling that has an epic cast, etc.? So I have to learn more about this adaptation to say whether it's good or bad. I don't know yet. Now, the problem becomes even further if you just say, well, we like complex characters, we like characters with all this depth to them, why would you split them apart? And the reasoning is, I think particularly in the time of the metoo movement, having a commanding officer that is also the sexual love interest was very uncomfortable, and we didn't think it was appropriate. Okay, there's nothing wrong with making a period piece or having a sign of the times influence that piece, but you have to work with what you're given, meaning you have to work with what the material is about. And with something this popular, like this one song, even I remember, it's catchy, the story makes sense, I mean the story within the song at least, the characters involved. Here's Mulan using her ingenuity to climb this pole, and she combines them together, despite being a tinier, smaller lady. Like this is a wonderful piece of storytelling, the music itself, or this animated scene. But because of the Me Too movement, you can't have a character who's not only professionally in charge of you, but also a personal interest. I don't know why. I can understand it from a professional point of view, meaning that's probably not the best thing to do, especially when you're talking about war. But these things happen in the military all the time. Is that a complicated topic? Of course it is. Is it particular to a children's story? Well, they did it in an animated 1990s version of it. Why can't they do it in live action? Is it too unbelievable? I don't know. I don't think it's unbelievable. If you could do it for kids one way, you can do it for kids another way. But are they going full R-rated with sexual love? I don't think so. They don't have to have sexual. They could just have affection. They could have camaraderie. They could have all sorts of other positive interpersonal feelings. So why is this the Me Too? Why is the Me Too movement having a say in the writing of an adaptation? It's very odd. They start off on the wrong foot, and then we're talking about the character of Hong Hui, who is Mulan's equal. They start off on the wrong foot, really. As they progress through the training together, they kind of have this unspoken bond about it because they recognize each other's warrior spirit. That's how they kind of build their friendship up to begin with, through the training and acknowledging each other. Yeah, just like this entire scene, you see all these dudes working together, trying to accomplish things. It starts off with where's Mulan, and she gets tripped by this guy passing her staff, and by the end, where is it? Trying to find it here. There it is. This part he respects her or respects him, and just hands her the staff as opposed to tripping her.
With all the strength of a raging fire.
It's a beautiful little story in this 3 minutes. And it's entertaining. It has music. It's a memorable piece. It has 65 million views. It's obviously very attractive to many people. A little different than live action, of course, but splitting the character down does make it more consumable. It's easier to understand that character when there's only one side to them, but it also pads out your story, which could have been achieved with one actor and one character. So, is that more believable? Yes. But is it efficient? Does it give less depth? Yes, as well. I see this film as a different variation from the animated version and the original story of The Blood of Mulan. Again, you can do these things. You can do adaptations. That's what the point. I kind of took a different angle from Shang. I can't really say to a lot of how that will come across, but there is a multi-dimensional layer to him, and the audience will be able to see that when they watch the movie. So I don't know what he means, because it sounds as if Shang's still in the story, but he just said he didn't put him in. So it's one thing to say, yeah, there's a multi-dimensional layer to him, and the audience will be able to see that when they watch the movie. But Shang is now is two other characters. I'm a little confused how that works, but he's speaking as if they're in the story. They're not. So, at least not in the way that they are depicted in the original Ballad of Mulan. So, hey, this could be good. I don't know, but it sounds as if you're using bad ideas, a bad premise, to make it simpler and to water down your characters. And watering down a character for the purpose of clarity can work, but you're still watering down your character. I'd rather have a complex character who has multiple levels and one clearly understood discernible trait or ability or relationship that can have depth to it with unclear ideas than just to have all these, like a dozen characters that are just purely one-sided. That's just my taste. You can appreciate one-sided characters, of course. I'd rather have more rounded characters in my stories. I think most people would, but hey, what do you know? I just love reading and writing. But hey, directors can adapt their story any way they like. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you have a great day.